What's up, ladies and gents, in the drone world? Today we have a really cool article here regarding the FAA's Part 107 certificate here in the USA. So if you have the Part 107 already, or you're thinking about getting the Part 107, this is a must-read article. It's a survey that the guys at UAV Coach conducted. They received 1,389 responses. And these are great insights to actually think about if you have it or you're thinking about getting it. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm just going to pinpoint some of the most important ones. I'll provide the link to this article in the description below so you can go ahead and check it yourself. But this is a great article because it's answering some of the questions that a lot of people may have in the market or in the industry itself, and the state of where this Part 107 is or where it's going. So let's dive right into it. To see an overall of where the respondents come from, here's the map of the US. And take this as a heat map. The darker it is, the hotter, the lighter, the colder. The three states where there's the most drone activity for the Part 107 commercially looks like California, Texas, and Florida. So if you're thinking about making some cake, it's a good idea to move it to these states: California, Texas, and Florida. Very important question here. What's the drone that you use to provide services? By far, the two models, and first of all, by far, DJI is taking over the market. Looks like it's all DJI drones here. But the two that take the cake here are the MAVIC series and the Phantom series. Two very affordable, portable, and high-quality drones. Here's a very interesting question. If you're self-employed freelance drone pilot, either part-time or full-time, how long have you been flying drones commercially? So you have your Part 107. How long do you fly? How much have you been flying with that Part 107? 44.2% said 0 to 6 months. 44.2% said 0 to 6 months. You got to fly more if you want to make more. If you're a self-employed freelance drone pilot, either part-time or full-time, how much money have you made with your drone over the last 12 months? So, in 12 months, how much money have you made with the drone, with your Part 107? 45.9% said, I haven't made any money yet. In connection to the other graph, which showed the how much you're flying, which was 44%, this kind of has a good connection to that. So if you're not flying, you're not making money. The next two are in pretty much the same boat at 22%, is less than $1,000 or $1,000 to $10,000 a year. And by that, it looks like that's the average overall in the market. This graph right here combines both the flight time and how much money you're making. So it kind of breaks it down based on that. The color shades mean flight time. So it looks like if you haven't made any money yet, which is the top, the dark shade blue means you haven't flown. So you're not flying, you're not making. For the average, less than 1,000 to 10,000, So if you're making $1,000 to $10,000 a year, it kind of scatters. It kind of shows a variety of flight times. So you could see that if you're making $1,000 to $10,000, you're flying more between 1 to 2 years. Here's another good question as far as the industry that you're providing drone services. The biggest is real estate. Now with real estate, you might be doing already interior work, right? Or just groundwork in general. And then you're adding drone services on top of that. So I'm not surprised that real estate by far is the number one here. Another big question here regarding taking a Part 107. If you do have a Part 107, will you be renewing it? 57.6% of the responses said yes. So 57% of the people that already have Part 107s will renew their certificate. That's actually a good number. That's actually a really good number. Versus the 2.7% that said, no, I do not plan on taking my recurrent exam, which means it's a number of people that probably or won't continue in doing drone services in the future. Here's a great graph regarding how much time you spent flying as a hobbyist and how much time you spent flying commercially with your Part 107. 33.3% said, I haven't yet flown on their Part 107, which in return are not making enough, or they're not making nothing at all. That's the 33.3%. And another very, very important question in correlation to the showing your Part 107, have you ever needed to show your FAA Part 107 certificate to someone for professional purposes? This is important for companies. So for companies that are hiring you to provide drone services, do they ask you to prove that you have the Part 107? 73.1% said no. Companies are not requesting to show proof of a Part 107 certificate. This is a very interesting number, and this leads to the not well educated part of the industry where they still don't know that there is a process to hiring drone pilots. So this leads me to my conclusion of is the Part 107 crucial for 2020? Do you need your Part 107? Do you need to renew your Part 107? You want to fly your drone commercially and make some money. Do you need your Part 107? Based on these numbers and facts, how are you going to proceed if you're thinking of providing services? What do you think? So make sure to like and subscribe and leave your comments below, guys. Thanks.